It's May, which means it's National Salad Month. I'm excited because our partners at Eat Smart and Kroger have 2 new salad kits that are available now. Homestyle Ranch and Avocado Crunch from Eat Smart. Yum! Celebrate National Salad Month with the new Homestyle Ranch and Avocado Crunch salad kits from Eat Smart. These salads are available now exclusively at Kroger. Welcome to the Produce Moms Podcast, where we believe there is a produce mom in all of us. I'm Lori Taylor, founder and CEO of the Produce Moms. For 10 years, I sold fresh produce to over 300 grocery stores in the U.S. And today, my team and I are fully focused on inspiring people to eat more fruits and vegetables. This show is just one of the ways that we hope to inspire you and your family to eat more produce and live a better life. If you like what you're hearing on the podcast, join our community of almost 40,000 in all 50 states and over 30 countries by visiting theproducemoms.com/subscribe. And be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes. Thanks for being here. Enjoy today's show. Welcome back, everyone. It's a big day at the Produce Moms Podcast. We're celebrating episode 100. Woo-hoo! Hard to believe, I know. So we're here in my home office. I'm huddled around my desk. It's me, Kristen from my team, Helena from my team. So women, ladies, friends, hardworking colleagues, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Kristen Ahaus. I am the Director of Content and Communications. I've been working with the Produce Moms for about 4 years now.
We are so blessed. Thank you.
Yes. Hey everyone, my name is Helena. I am now in business development and I have been with the Produce Moms for about 2 years now, but we go back, way back into time from the beginning.
Helena and I actually worked together during my days at Indie Fruit, so she knows the story well. All right. Well, it's the 100th episode, so I actually have a bottle of champagne, and I was going to open it and pour it before, but I thought, nah, let's open it on during the camera. But really, starting a podcast is a big deal. It's hard. Maintaining a podcast is even harder, though. You know, it's really unbelievable what we have accomplished in the 100 weeks that we've been doing this. All right. Woo! Champagne.
Oh, yes.
All right. Let me fill you up first, Kristen.
Thank you.
Helena.
Yes, perfect.
All right. For all of our listeners, if you're here, we're pouring one out for you. Just kidding. We're not. Who pours out champagne? But seriously, though, we're very thankful for everyone that's been part of this. You know, I knew in 2018 when we started it that agriculture, especially the farmers that we work with, they needed to move into this audible platform space and start telling their stories. When you think about the industries that exist today, my goodness, the stories just run so deep in ag. And I just feel like we have there is no better storytelling platform than a podcast. So I am so glad that my small business has been able to deliver essentially this resource in this great space where so many amazing people from the industry have been able to share their story. And it's just incredible when I think about what I've learned by hosting this show and inviting the people who represent, you know, they're just the true thought leaders in their space, total passionaries. I mean, it's just amazing what I've learned hosting the show. So I hope that for all of our listeners, you feel the same way by following along and engaging with us on a weekly basis every Wednesday here on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you're connecting on theproducemoms.com. We are just, it's really just a humbling thing for me when I look back and think about all the wonderful men and women that have joined me on this show. So before we get started, and of course, Kristen has like this organized, highlighted agenda for today's show. And I told her, like, as I was firing up the computer, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't look at that thing. So I'm off the cuff. Kristen has this highlighted page with color-coded notes, and I'm looking over at Helena's, and at least hers isn't highlighted and color-coded. I have no script. It's coming from the heart. All right. But truthfully, before we get started, I want to make sure that we dedicate this show to our listeners first and foremost, but absolutely, I want to dedicate it to the 99 amazing people that have joined us week after week to be part of this. So episode 100, here we go. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Kristen, go ahead with your highlighted bullshit.
Well, Lori, we were going to start talking about what we learned in mid-March.
Oh, man. So much. I mean, the world stopped and changed, you know? What I learned was you have to, and I think that anyone who's an entrepreneur was maybe less shell-shocked than some others, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that day when we had the team meeting and I was like, we got to talk. It was like this crisis communications. It was raw. It was real. I was like, I have no idea what the future holds. I might be staring at being out of business. I didn't know. And my heart broke for the farmers and for the people in food service, the restaurant owners, and the people that work in the supply chain that are focused on food service. I mean, it's been crazy. And it still is. We're still in it. But I will say, as an entrepreneur, as someone who has been bootstrapping this thing now for almost 5 years, there's a level of comfort that entrepreneurs have in a few things that everyone had to learn how to do. First, the unknown, like I am not in the business of here's my 5-year plan. I'm like, here's
No, you're not.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Also, I have often said, like prior to March 2020 and the COVID pandemic, I often would tell people, entrepreneurship is this never-ending journey of highs, lows, and redirections. It's just, and there's no finish line. The minute you reach a goal, you just set a bigger one. And so it's like this constantly advancing finish line. And all you do is have the best day of your life, the worst day of your life. And then you work around the issues, hoping that you get to the next best day of your life. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yes. And so I think that when we take into consideration how in an instant everything changed. I mean, it felt like it did.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
it was crazy.
Change.
Yes. I mean, it's like it felt far away. And then the next thing you know, bam, everything's right in your face. And we're dealing with it, throughout the United States. It doesn't matter where you live. And but I guess in a way we're used to that. So we immediately decided we got to help. And that was the mentality that the whole team committed to, not just me. And, anyone who followed our work, we're certainly still doing it. We're still serving, in a way, like how can we serve and help these growers and all of our colleagues in agriculture? How can we take what we do have? Because we don't have a lot of, financial capital at the Produce Moms, but we do have this really unique digital platform. And in the food industry, many of the ways in which our industry was marketing their products and telling their stories, they went away overnight. There are the thought that we could have chefs, taking a front and center role by inspiring people in those amazing dining out experiences that I hope and pray we get back to, or trade events, when's business travel ever going to resume? And if it does in the food industry, will we have samples,
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. I know. And even when you think about your grocery shopping experience, I went from a grocery shopper who was, I was like the queen browser when I walked into Kroger. Like I would sometimes go to Kroger and I'd spend 3 hours like browsing the aisles. It was like my favorite thing to do. And now you have to kind of get in, get out. There's not a whole lot of
in at all.
Right. There's not a whole lot of merchandising. It's and you can't blame the retailers. They're in survival mode in a way too. Not really survival mode. They turned into like a level of community service that they've never really had, so it's just everything was disrupted. And even our trade media, these people know the growers as well as we do. They had to really focus on tactics and stories and media coverage that was a different tone than what we could take on at the Produce Moms. But we felt very strongly that, you know what, consumers need to know. And when we evaluate who our top stakeholder is at the Produce Moms, I think it's obvious that we have the whole team has a real passion and respect for the growers and for the whole supply chain. But at the end of the day, our top stakeholder is the mom like us. Moms. Yeah. Sure. It's what we stand for.
It's us.
It's us. Right. And so we had to make a commitment to that purpose. And when we made that commitment, it included, let's tell the stories from the front line so that the mom that's grocery shopping in, Virginia understands why things are a little bit different than what she's used to. And understands that no farmer wants to throw food away. Let's tell the story of how that actually happened and why unfortunately, some food did get dumped. We're not going to lie about that or try to sugarcoat it. The way that you become a trusted resource is to always speak the truth and stand by the science and the facts and the evidence. And, I feel like we did a great job of that. When I look back on it, there's always room for improvement, but I do look back on that stage and I'm really proud of the work we did.
Yeah, we told the story. We told the story from the farmer's point of view. We told the story from the supplier's point of view. We told it from the retailer's point of view. We were able to share that story from
and hopefully
every perspective.
And hopefully we served as a catalyst to the supply chain to really think about the end consumer in a more compelling way too, because that is something I want all of our consumer audience to know. Whenever we're in a business setting, we are quick to represent your best wishes and remind people that it's really, it's your customer's customer that really we've got that's whose lives are upside down, and we need to make sure that we're answering the call in a way we never have.
Yeah. So do you want to kind of talk about some of the things that when we're redirecting, or as we call pivoting, some of the things that we're kind of taking on, and that's the Produce Moms 2.0 in some way?
Well, let me put down my champagne glass for a minute.
And really quickly, just for those who don't know, like what pivot is or where that's coming from and all this business lingo, a pivot is essentially a shift in business strategy to test a new approach. So while I don't think TPM is necessarily taking on a new approach with this pivot Lori's about to discuss, we're definitely redefining who we are at the Produce Moms and really focusing on what we've always been, moms at best.
Yeah, it's true. And, it's like everything's changed, but nothing's changed. Does that even make sense?
It does.
Yeah. And I think that in a way we've definitely made a commitment to purpose, and that we are moms. We are for moms. This is just human, genuine, real, like we are right there with you, and we will ask the hard questions. We will push back on anyone that wants us to be more, calm down. We're not going to calm down, because at the end of the day, no one cares more about safe and healthy than moms. And I feel like that's the overwhelming thing. Like, I don't care if I'm getting an email from a complete stranger. Like, the new sign off for emails is stay safe or stay healthy. And it's like, you know what? That is the world we live in right now. And it's, we want people to know that your produce is safe and healthy, and no one cares more about this than moms. Okay. So we are going to just lean into that, and we are going to continue to make sure that we are bringing forward in the most robust way possible that we are moms, and it's just a real place for you to get that fact-based information, and we are just like you.
Yeah, I mean, one thing we've always talked about over and over again, that the produce department should be a guilt-free zone, and that stands today even more so. Like Lori said, everything is about safe and healthy. Us moms, that's what we care about. I have 2 kids at home that have food allergies. I have enough to worry about every time I walk into a grocery store. So knowing that the produce department is a safe zone just is something that we want to continue to articulate to our consumers, to our followers, and help tell that story from a genuine, real place so people have that safety.
No one's more obsessed about safe and healthy than moms. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, for sure. I think we have enough on our plate to worry about. And as Lori mentioned before, we are all moms. And at the end of the day, our top stakeholders are moms. So we're going to do the best that we can to make sure that our platforms, whether it's the podcast, our website, we're utilizing that to give you guys tips and educational videos and things that your kids could learn through our activity sheets, anything that we can think of that's going to make all of our mom lives easier. That's what we're trying to accomplish while bringing that fresh produce, fruits into your household.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, at the end of the day, nothing's changed with that commitment.
No.
We want everyone to eat more fruits and vegetables. We want you to know that your produce is safe and healthy. And we want you to know that anytime you're choosing fresh produce, that's an excellent choice, you know? So let's not overthink it and let's just eat more fresh produce. And, you know, one thing too, as we evaluate the produce moms, I mean, here we are at another milestone. So that's always met with reflection when you are in a position like me or anyone that works for an entrepreneur, they're right along with it. You know, we're constantly, when we reach a milestone, we do take a moment to reflect and rebuild and set those bigger goals. And, you know, one thing that we're really committing to and owning and proud of is that the Produce Moms is the first and only consumer brand that drives sales and consumption of fresh produce. And I'm so proud of that. We've worked so hard. I mean, whether it's 100 podcast episodes or 5 years of, you know, bootstrapping this thing or that amazing leap that I somehow had the courage to take, or even the minute I pitched it to my former bosses and, you know, had the like foresight and the guts to think like this is going to turn into something big, you know? I mean,
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget your first blog as this 30-year-old mom with 2 kids, 2 dogs. Like, I'll never forget that because we can easily go back to that and every mom can relate. I agree.
And, you know, we just had another thing that popped up in my memories. I mean, technology's great because it doesn't let you forget anything. but 8 years ago, I had my very first public cooking demo and Helena was actually there. Yeah, you were there. And it was at the Hallville Library. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Indianapolis that's tuning in. If you're not, just Google it, Hallville Library. And so unsuspecting locations, like the near west side of Indianapolis. And I was there doing a healthy cooking demo. And an Indianapolis Colts player came with, you know, it was a program that was put on by IU Health. And so that's our big hospital network here. And they have a sponsorship with the Colts. And so the Colts were going to do this. They wanted to do a healthy cooking demo. And the Colts were like, well, you know, find someone who's a cook. We'll show up with an athlete, you know? And so, the IU Health was aware of the work that I was doing because of their relationship with Indianapolis Fruit Company, my former employer. And so I was asked to do this. It was an evening. I remember, like, I got off work. I drove to the Hallville Library.
We did all the setting up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
we still kind of do that, though. So
wait a minute, not much.
Some things never change. But yeah, and, you know, there were about 10 people stopped by, and I thought it was, you know, and of the 10 people, 4 of them were my family members, but I still felt like it was the biggest day. And I just had such a sense of pride, and I actually shared the photo on my LinkedIn, and it like brought tears to my eyes when I shared it, because I was looking at my big old smile in that photo, and I thought, I hope I always smile this big when I have the opportunity to put on that red apron and engage with people and encourage people to eat more fruits and vegetables. And I think I will. I really do. I think that we work with so much passion at the core of who we are. I don't think those smiles are going anywhere. So, and it really is that passion that that passion is what instinctively fuels you when everything else isn't there, whether it's money or like a stable economy or, like in a time of pandemic, you can come back to your passion and you will instinctively find ways to sustain what you've worked for. And I think that, what we as a team have accomplished in the last 8 weeks definitely validates that.
Yeah. I mean, the exciting thing is week after week since all this has gone on, we have continued to break our own records. Mm-hmm. And our, unique visitors to our website is up
every single week. More and more people every single week. It's like, we were so excited to break the record, and then boom, next week we broke that one, the next week, then the next week. And so and then that's another thing too. It turns from, we've got this wonderful thing, we're very blessed, we're working hard, to holy smokes, we've got a responsibility now, because we've got literally millions of people coming, relying on our content to make their decisions about fruits and vegetables, or to get more information or inspiration about fruits and vegetables.
And what's exciting for me is knowing that these unique visitors, they're coming on our website and spending on an average over 2.5 minutes, which means they're looking at our website. They're looking at
They're actually reading.
They're reading.
They're actually reading.
They're coming for the content, which is super exciting.
Hey, good job. Hang on. Cheers, Kristen. Cheers.
Thank you guys.
Woohoo. No, it is. It's amazing. I'm so proud of that. And really every grower that's believed in us, we're very proud that that's how we're able to make the money to do what we do, because media, to do these things, it does cost money. And you can see all of our brand partners, theproducemoms.com/partner. They're accessible right there on our homepage. Each and every one of those growers believed in us really before we had what we have today.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, it's just, it's amazing. And they deserve all that increased traffic because of the way that not just because of the way they believe in me, but because of how hard they work day after day and what they do to provide us all with that safe and healthy food. But they really do deserve it. And I'm so glad that we are turning numbers now where this thing's a media platform, and I'm proud of it. And I'm so excited about the future.
Absolutely. And speaking of the future, obviously we're always talking about new ways to create a bigger splash at TPM and new brand partners. We're always seeking new brand partners that are going to help us obviously grow our mission, share in our passion. Laura, you want to talk a little bit about kind of what's new in business development and what we're doing there to kind of increase?
Well, yeah. So probably the biggest thing is the store. Is that what you were hooking me on? Okay. All right. So reminder, I didn't print out the agenda. So we did just launch a store, something that a lot of people have been telling me literally for years. Mark works on our web team, and he said, I don't know why you're not selling the red aprons and other things on theproducemoms.com as an e-store. So we launched a shop.
Guys, you're going to love it. You're going to love this shop.
Okay. So the team has had to really reel me in, because I think that if I could just turn into a throw pillow designer, I would. We've had a great time putting it together. Huge shout out to Alex. She is our creative director. All the custom designs that she's put together. I mean, she's so talented. She's such an artist, and she's been working with me for a long time. So she knows how to capture my vision, and she understands the personality, and she can bring forward the personality of the Produce Moms in artwork. I mean, it's really just amazing. So we're very excited about that. There's so much fun stuff in it. So we launched, I don't know when this episode's actually airing. I think after
the 27th.
Okay. All right. I know. Listen to Kristen. But so it just launched. We're launching a Mother's Day weekend. And it will be a Mother's Day collection that we launch with. And then we're going to get right to work. We're going to probably go right into the 4th of July collection, which I'm really excited about. Lots of Americana and state and national pride stuff. It'll be a lot of fun doing that one. but yeah, I mean, I think I've designed like so many throw pillows to the point where the team was like, stop. No one wants a pillow shop, but
yeah, I promise you won't see all pillows.
No, it's really
sprinkled in a few other
really cute stuff.
Moms out there,
really cute stuff.
Into pillows.
And it's not just about moms. We've got we certainly have the produce moms, like, you know, branded stuff and like merch. I guess my children who are big YouTuber fans, they would say that's a merch shop. So the produce moms has merch, but we also have like really cool stuff that helps you identify with however you are a mom in your life. We have dog mom, pet mom, cat mom, plant mom. Yeah, I mean, the snack captain, or what is it? What did we end up calling that?
Snack dealer.
The snack dealer. All sorts of fun stuff, and you know, ways to have a little bit of fun at home, and you know, in your own personal life. And bring fruits and vegetables to the forefront of it.
Yeah. And then we also have, like, with other content changes, we have started Eat Like Your Favorite Animal, which has been such a fun content series for us to do. I
am so excited about that. That's another one I've been thinking about that for a long time. Pretty much ever since the Find Your Favorite campaign during my days at Indie Fruit, I was thinking, what else is out there that is as inspirational as these, you know, pro athletes and, you know, people are very inspiring, but it doesn't stop with people, you know? And I thought animals are so inspiring, and animals eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, whether they're eating a diet in the wild or a diet in a zoo, like fruits and vegetables are a big part of it. So, that is such a fun series, and full of activity sheets, full of information where the families are able to learn about what the animals eat. And then my favorite part is that we kind of close the loop with a very simple, like 5 ingredient or less recipe that families can eat, you know, prepare, like the kids can actually get involved with preparing it. You can eat it as a home cooked meal, and it brings forward all of the ingredients that are part of, you know, the favorite animal. Like the brown bear was what we kicked it off with. So the brown bear dinner was salmon with a sweet potato, a little bit of sauteed spinach, and then it had this blackberry compote on top of the salmon. And the meal was, you know, eat like a brown bear.
So cute.
Oh, so fun.
My kids love this series, by the way.
Yeah. So right now we've committed to every 3 weeks on that. However, I would love to get to a point where we could do it more often. I mean, there's no shortage of animals at all. Yeah. But right now that's every 3 weeks, and that's, you know, it's something that we can manage. And I think it's, you know, something also that our audience can manage. It's something that they can look forward to and implement in their home when it does come out as new content.
Yeah. And with a lot of our other content too, we're really sticking to moms know best. End of the day, moms know best. It's such an old saying, but it's so true.
Yeah, all those adages are moms know best. Listen to your mom. Just mom's rule. No.
Moms make the decisions.
Yeah.
Moms wear the pants. We'll go with that.
Right. Yeah, let's stick with that one.
I agree. No, it's gonna be great. What's next, Kristen, on your color-coded agenda?
We're gonna talk about what's one thing we enjoy about working at the Produce Moms.
Well, for me, that's easy. It's the people that surround me, lift me up and make me a better person. That starts with my core team and all the men and women that have worked so hard to make this make the Produce Moms what it is today. I feel so blessed to be their coworker. It's just amazing. We have so many smart, passionate people that each and every one of them kind of owns a silo within this effort, you know, and I don't have to micromanage anyone. So that's amazing too. And then absolutely also the people we work with, our brand partners, of course, other professionals within the produce industry, and our consumer followers. I actually spent some time on Pinterest, this afternoon, and I was looking at all the comments of people sharing photos of them making our recipes. And it just like, I mean, I'm getting ready to cry right now, but it really was like, oh my gosh, this is part of people's lives. And it's stuff that we created, you know, in our Zoom meetings. I mean, it's just, and in our home kitchens, and look at how many people are enjoying this now and bringing this goodness into their homes and sharing it with their loved ones. I feel like I say this every episode, so I'm not going to stop today. But my favorite thing about working in the food industry and supporting, you know, the fruit and vegetable sector of agriculture is that food is culture. You know, we are part of, it doesn't matter where you live in the world, what type of lifestyle you live, you know, what type of culture you identify with. Fruits and vegetables are part of it. And beyond that, if it's, you know, it's how you celebrate life. It's the best days of your life, the worst days of your life, the normal days of your life. Food's part of it. And I think we also kind of all learned that through this pandemic when things like dining out
taken away.
Yeah. And then when we were kind of brought back to the basics of cooking at home and meals around our kitchen table, you know, there is silver linings in everything. And I do think that when I evaluate the pandemic, which has just been devastating to everyone, I do think that one of the positives is it brought people back around the kitchen table. I mean, my family we haven't had family meals like that and cooked together and sat around together with nothing on the schedule in the, you know, in the last 2 decades. Like, we have not done that.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's so hard for everyone, especially those that are working outside of the home. And even those, heck, I work from home all the time.
Right.
And it's just difficult to pause and put a stop on that. I would say my favorite thing would be just getting those new introductions and, you know, building those relationships from scratch. And really, on top of that, I would say just being a solution amongst all the challenges, especially now. I really do think we're a solution-based company, brand. And I really do think that at the end of the day, that's probably my favorite thing is what other ways can we continue to scale this, grow this, but be a solution for people.
Yeah. And for me, I would say kind of along what you said, Lori, it's the passion and the people. I mean, I've met some of the most incredible, humbling, down-to-earth people that, you know, are colleagues, that are friends now. And it's just unbelievable. The people you meet along your journey and who they become in your lives. They come, you know, we have partners that we reach out to on a daily basis. That's not just business related. You know, they're a part of our journey now, our life journey, not just our work journey. And I think that is really telling to the brand itself, because we have welcomed these people into what we're doing as a business, but then also as people.
Yeah. Right.
And that has built what the Produce Moms is. It's who we are. Yeah. And those people, like Lori said earlier, it's about being genuine and real. Yeah. And that's who we are.
That's what agriculture is. 100%. It's, you know, it's a very, very down to earth industry. Hardest workers. I mean, it's just, you know, yes, I knew that this pandemic was going to be hard, but on the industry, but we have overcome hardship time and time again, you know, so I'm very, very proud of the way agriculture has responded and carried on despite everything that, you know, was kind of thrown at them with the pandemic. So it's just a humbling opportunity. And I really just feel very grateful that I have created a brand that can serve this community, whether it's moms like us or the hardworking people in agriculture. It's really for all of us. So yeah, it's good.
So let's close with, we each have to tell our favorite episode on the podcast so far. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, because it's like picking a child that I can't even.
Well, I'm going to say the very first episode because
that's what I was going to say.
wonder you wanted to go first.
No, but I know what it took to get there. I saw from the behind the scenes. I was there in Nashville for the recording.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just such a huge milestone and such a big thing. And it's kicked off to be now 100, which is amazing. Like we said several times, most podcasts, there's so many podcasts that start, but not many that make 100.
You're right. No, you're right.
And I stole it. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's all right.
We can all say the same thing.
We'll stick with that. If you haven't listened to episode 1, go back and listen to it.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It'll share where TPM started compared to where we at now, because start from the first and now listen back to 100. That's crazy.
I sometimes will listen to like episode 3 and I feel like I need to apologize to like the first 25 guests that we had on this show. Cause I'm like, oh, I was not, I mean, I'm always trying to, improve obviously, but we've come a long way, babe. Well,
is it time to celebrate?
It is. So let's fill up our champagne glasses because they're
all empty now.
They are. Whoop. All right. So poor Kristen's. There's another one. Helena, let's get you filled.
Yes, necessary. Thank you.
All right. And you know what? We do need to give a shout out to the team that makes the podcast possible. Bryant was really who inspired me to get this thing going, and he's pivoted now. He's working on, he's a musician and he's kind of going out chasing his dreams. So I love that he's doing that. Working with James. He's been wonderful to work with. So James, as you're editing this and producing it, thank you very much.
Thank you,
And Brooke, Brian's wife, she helps us out with all the copywriting and show notes, and she's been great too. But truthfully, I gotta sign us off with the salute that we had at the top of the show, and that's to every single one of our guests that has made the Produce Moms podcast what it is. Episode 100, and hey, we're just getting started.
Yes, baby. See you next Wednesday, right?
That's right. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Produce Moms podcast. If you or someone you know would like to be a featured guest, just send an email to lori@theproducemoms.com. We know there is a produce mom in you because there's a produce mom in all of us. Join our community on Facebook and all social platforms. Help us change the way America eats. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.